All right, I want to go over how to edit your slider. So let's go ahead and let's start by adding a new page. So let's go under Pages and Add New. Let's just call this Slider Quick Example and publish it. And if we edit with the Elementor, it will open up the page. And I actually skipped the first step, which is actually to hide the page title. So let's go back to our dashboard, and if you find your Slider Quick Example page, scroll down and click Disable Page Title and Update. Now if we edit with Elementor, you can see we have no page title, and that's just for this home page example. Now it's pretty easy to add the slider on any page. Just look for the slider boosted, throw it onto a page, and you've got yourself a slider with 3 example sliders in there. And then to have it stretch to the full width, just click Section, select Stretch Section and Full Width, and you have yourself, and then no gap. And then for the columns gap, no gap. And you now have your slider that stretches the full width of your site. So it's pretty easy to add multiple sliders. You can have them full width, not have them full width, but that is the element to use. Slides boosted, and then from there you can edit the slide content. So I'm going to click Save on this example, and let's go view the page. And again, you can see kind of what we're looking at for that. So let's go ahead and actually go back to our home page. If you didn't import the demo data, that's okay, but I think most users have, so I'm going to actually show you how to edit this one since it's a little bit more relevant. So let's go to Edit with Elementor, click that button, and if you select your slider, you'll see it pops open like this, and if you select it, you'll have a bunch of different options. So the most common area is the slide content, and these are your 3 slides. And if you select them, you'll see how the content is right here. So let's say we want to adjust this title. You can see that adjusted there, more text here, ... So that's how you would adjust all of this text and the buttons. And by default, we didn't throw any links in there, so you'd add in a link to your site right there. If you wanted your button to link to google.com, for example, that's how to do so. Now there's a couple other options. You can actually add another button right there. So if you click Add Another Button, you can get yourself a second button. You can add icons. You can change this link. So let's say you wanted a link to this entire slide area. Just select Entire Slide, and now the entire slide is clickable. Instead, just trying to go over some of these quick ones. So if you click on that again, you can click to the next slide, which is this Turning Moments one, and you can do the same option for those, and you can do the same option for the third slide. You can, of course, delete slides using that delete button. You can either duplicate a slide or add a new slide using this add item. It's all really simple to control that area. Now to control the backgrounds, you select the slide you want, click background, and you can delete the image, add a new image. So let's just add a new image for example's sake. You'll notice there's a cover to the color. That's called overlay color. So if you want to delete that, just disable that. If you want to turn it on, you can do so, and you can adjust it. You can make it darker or lighter and adjust the color as the image overlay color. So that's pretty cool. It allows you can basically just upload whatever image you want. You don't have to have any Photoshop skills or anything like that to make sure that your text is legible. There's a couple additional options if you want advanced options under custom, but the main ones you're going to go over are the content and the background. So let's say you do that for both of those. That covers the basics for your slider. I want to cover some other additional options though. Under slider options, you have even more options. So you can do cool things like adjust the slider height, which will make it taller or shorter. And up here, there's some options, pixels and vertical height. Vertical height, for instance, is your browser height. So if you wanted to set it to 100 vertical height, it'll automatically be the height of your browser. I think in most of the cases, we just have a simple, slider height for that. Oops, clicked out of it. So that's your slider height. And if you see this icon up here, it just gives you options for adjusting the height on different browser sizes. So this is, check that out if you're like, hey, on my mobile, I can't read the text very well. Just select that under that section to edit. You can turn autoplay on or off, etc. You can have a scroll down button. You can play with all those options as needed. They're pretty self-explanatory. Another one that we'll probably find is how do you adjust the text and all of that. That's under style. And if you look under here, you'll have the title, the subtitle, the content main, and then the two buttons, and then even the styles of the next and previous buttons. So let's say we wanted to adjust that text for the title. Just click on that, and you can adjust the text title for that. So for instance, you can see let's adjust that like so. And you can adjust the font if you want. All those good options up there. It's really simple. You can play around with those under there. Main styles, again, pretty self-explanatory. You can adjust the positioning of the items as you feel fit there. And that kind of covers the ins and the outs of the slider. I guess one last thing is under slider options, you can see these animations. So if you want to adjust these animations, you can do so there, or you can just turn it off so it just is a simple fade on each slide as well. So that's going to cover how to use your slider, how to edit the heck out of it. Tons of options. You can edit it as much or as little as you want. Yeah.